Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a part 6 of my bathroom renovation. This all started with me installing a composting toilet. Well, it's turning into a lot more because I've added projects. I don't know if you knew this, but I added a switch, did some painting. Now I have to remove this vent here. This is a heater vent. I got to relocate it over here by the door, so I'll probably cut that door in, like, not in half, but up a little bit, just so the vent can hang out there, and I'm going to mount that vent there with a solid board going across. I'm going to do that right now. I have to do that first before I put the lid on for the composting toilet. So without further ado, let's get rolling here. Maybe I can get this done today. There probably will be a part 7. I only run my videos 10 to 15 minutes. I know I say that a lot, but if it's somebody new, you know, you can either skip the video or watch them all. But let's get going here. I got to get this done today. It's really dark outside and gloomy. Looks like it's going to rain. I think I can do most of my cutting in here. Most of it. I already cut the boards. I cut my hole for the toilet. So let's get rolling. Let's move that vent. Well, that's good. They gave a little extra, so I can run it right here. I'm going to go ahead and build the box, and then I'm going to start back here. Start getting that in here. I got the board in here. I'm going to go 17 inches up, but I think I'm going to run this first. Get this mounted, and I'm going to mount it up here. Right here. Should be alright. Yeah, it should be alright. I'll have to drill a notch a hole out of here, figure out where I want to go. Get this mounted up. Like I said, these come in handy. I really like these hole saws. I use them all the time. Just gonna drill half a hole out here. This is kind of big. It's the smallest one I got. It'll work though. Yeah, there we go. Got a hole. It's kind of big, but that's okay. It'll be alright. Just fill it in with caulking. Gonna use some of these here. If I get it apart, there you go. Use one of these to run that hose up along the wall and on the bottom, because we're in an RV and we don't want nothing shaking around, so you got to fasten down everything. So let's get this ran. Alright, got that all nice and secure. Put in 3 around on the wall. She ain't going nowhere. Actually tighten that up a little bit, that's good. So far so good. Now I can lay that board down and get my legs up for support. There we go, and like Flynn. I'll just put a little caulking on there in the end. I have to change some clearances on that other board, so what I'm going to do is, to make sure I'm right, I'm going to mount this first and then remeasure the height. Just to make sure. I don't want to cut a bunch of boards and then not be the right height. I believe I was at 20 when I did it yesterday, but I want to double check. So I'm going to mount the urine inverter, urine separator, not inverter, right to the board, right to the top of the board. Probably with some screws or bolts or something. Time to drill some holes. That kind of sucks. I wanted washers. I don't have any. That's another thing with this Johnny Compost. They should provide you with hardware. They should provide you with hardware, a switch to turn the fan on and off. I mentioned that in a couple other ones. I think the last one I had done it. But I'm going to use it without washers. I'm not going to the hardware store. I think it'll be alright. It's not a lot of weight, so it's not going to sink through. It should be alright. Well, this sucks. I don't have bolts that are long enough. They're not long enough, or they're too small or too big. So I'm going to jam these in there for now. That should hold it up until I go to the hardware store. I'm not going to the hardware store today. I don't want to. So, little dilemma. Be alright. Temporary fix. There we go. Temporary fix. I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep it like that. They're just self-tappers going in there, holding it up. Nah, whatever. I'll get some bolts for it. Jeez. Why didn't it come with the hardware? Gee, I don't know. But let's get moving here. I'm going to attach the toilet seat now. No, toilet seat's mounted. I'm not going to flip it over. I think you know what a toilet seat looks like. Diverter's on. That's on. Now I got to make some legs here to put against the wall so this can sit on it. 19-inch boards, I believe. Yeah, I can measure it real quick again. Cut some wood. Well, it's getting there. changed my mind again. I'm going to make it so the bucket comes out this little spot right here, because I can't get any stability on the walls. It won't stay. So I'm gonna have to make the whole thing there, because that's attached to the walls and it's moving. Only one to the floor, but it's just pulling right off the wall. Right off the wall. Cheap walls. Well, thin walls. See this gap right here? That was supposed to be up against it. Oh boy. This has got to be the ugliest project I've ever made in my life. I'm not kidding. I should have made a box and brought it in and just set it in here, but I didn't want to cut around all that, and I didn't have that much wood either. So it'll look alright on the outside. I'm just throwing boards in here. It's getting better. I put a bigger board in the back, a 2x12 I think it was, and it seemed to help it out a little bit. Still pulled away from the wall here. You can't attach to that wall, so it'll sturdy up as I go. So I'm going to put the other piece in over there, get the lid on there that I cut in half for absolutely no reason at all, but whatever. It's coming along. Can't wait to get it done. I'd like to have a bathroom in here and get my shower back too, not use it for storage. Headache, headache, headache. Damn it. So that did the trick. I put the other half in and tightened it up pretty good, so I'm happy with it. I'm going to sit on it and try it now without worrying about falling. I mean, not try to use it out, just make sure it holds me up. I don't have the separator ran yet. Still got to do that. Coming out pretty good. I had some troubles, but it's coming along. It's alright. Lots of screws. Looks like a dinosaur. Looks like Frankenstein. But I don't care. I don't care what it looks like. It's fine, as long as it works. I think I'm going to go get the jigsaw, cut this corner off. I'm not going to round it. I'm just going to cut it as much as I can off. Just a straight edge, just like this. Be alright. Coming along. Yeah, I cut that off. I think what I'm going to do now is make it usable. I'm going to put the bucket in there and run the hose down into the tank, and then I'll finish everything else off as I go, because I really want a toilet. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm still going to make some braces in the back over there. That's just sitting there and only 2 screws holding it, but I want to get this working. So I'll have a toilet tonight. Sweet! Had to cut my bucket some more because I need to lift it to get the hose under it. That's alright. All I did was make it wider to go around the wider part of the diverter. That's all. No big deal. I kind of like it better that way anyway. It'll be up closer to the rim and back a little bit. Works out pretty good. Alright, that looks kind of goofy, but it's okay. This is scrap stuff that I had. I don't care what it's underneath. It'll hold the bucket up fine. You know, it's just ends of boards that I've already cut. I don't want to buy wood, so it's alright. My Frankenstein composting toilet. Maybe I'll put a sign on it, Meet Frank, and I'll put a sign down to the toilet. It's sturdy though. I put that other board in there, and it's still pulled away from the wall over here though. I can't attach to that. And then it'll get sturdy once I put the front on, and then some more supports in the back. It'll be alright. It'll just look like Frankenstein with a bunch of little screws all over it. But that works out pretty. I kind of like it better that way. I don't even need to tie the bucket down. It stays pretty good. I'll have to keep an eye on it, you know, going down the road, but it's in there pretty good. Just with my bunch of my pieces of wood in the bottom there, but I like it better this way. I got the bucket to go back more. It's up higher, so this works better. I like it. I like Frank. Meet Frank. Now I gotta run my diverter down. The hose, come down here. I'll drill a hole in the floor down there with the hole saw. And, put it together and I'll have a toilet. My Frankenstein toilet. Coming out pretty good. Tell you what, they give you a really good hose with that kit. See-through too. Nice hose. Time to drill. And I have a hole. Sweet. And my battery's down on my camera. I gotta charge it real quick. Well, there we go, all sealed up. I use my flashlight. It's getting dark again. The kit didn't come with any hose clamps either. So I put a hose clamp on there, ran the hose down, and we're good. I gotta do my urinal, run that hose all the way over. I'll drill another hole and put that in. I probably should have just waited, but I didn't want to smell the sewage coming up through, so I can always peel that off. I didn't do a very good job either on that. I couldn't get the gun in there the right way, the caulking gun. And she has it. And my no slam toilet. No slam Frank. Don't be slamming Frank. That works pretty good. I only paid like $15 for that toilet seat. And if you guys are doing this in your RV or anything, I would go with a larger toilet. A long one. A longer toilet. Not necessarily wider, but at least longer, because then you got room to make adjustments, put your divider in. So yeah, now I'm going to put my bag in the bucket, slide her down in there, and I'll have a toilet. Yay! I don't have to go upstairs anymore, because I haven't used this toilet at all. I dump water in it, that's about it. That black tank, it still stinks every time I dump it though. But yeah, sweet. Get that bucket and some bags and put that under there, see what it looks like. Here's some bucket. What I'm going to do is put as many bags in there as I can, open them and put them in there. That way I can just lift up the toilet seat and pull a bag out and not have to struggle trying to put a bag in or take it out of here, because I'll be making a door there. But I think that'll work out really good. I'm going to see how many bags I can put in there. Hopefully 10, that'd be great. Got some smelly bags too. They're supposed to have an odor in them, or odor eater. I think I paid $5 for 74 bags or something. Smell good. They're 13-gallon bags too. Work with a 5-gallon bucket. Just a heads up. Well, I got 5 bags in there, all open. I could just lift the lid up, put them together, and then pull it out and go dump it. Sweet. I went and picked up a bag of this. Boy, I do not want to be buying this stuff all the time. This cost me $22 for this. It's Fresh Flakes, premium poultry bedding. It's actually for chickens, but it'll work. It does the same thing. It absorbs. So 4 cubic feet. We'll see how long that lasts. I'm not going to be buying this ever again. I'll go to a sawmill and I'll get some sawdust for free. I'll bring a bag. I think it's supposed to smell kind of piney too. Heat dried to prevent contamination. Well, that makes sense. Wonder if I got a bunch of sawdust, it would start molding. Oh, I'm gonna have to go pick up a scooper somewhere. Yeah, it's starting to get dark. It's pretty compressed in there though, I'll give it that much. And I gotta make, hopefully, that'd be nice if that whole bag would just slide right down in there. It might. And I could just make it, you can't see anything, can you? It's so dang dark. Let me turn a light on. That's a little better. Get out of the light. But hopefully I can just slide that whole bag down in there and then go from there. Alright, everything came out pretty good. I'm not done yet. I got a lot to do. I still got to do my urinal. I got to do the sides and front, and everything worked out pretty good. Well, there you have it. I now have a toilet. Frankenstein toilet. Sweet. Now I got to do the sides again like I had already said. I put a little bit in there already. That'll probably go a long way, because that's all I took out was half a handful, and it opened right up because it's so compressed. So that'll probably go a long way. I'm still not paying $20. That's worse than buying toilet paper. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to sign off. I guess I'll be making a couple more videos, because I still got a lot to do. I got touching up to do because I scratched my paint on the walls. I gotta still do all that. I gotta get this done though, because I gotta start on my solar, which I'll be filming that also. Do the urinal. There's a lot of work doing here still. I'd probably make a couple more videos, but I don't like to make them very long. I know I sound like a broken record, but I'll just let people know that. If you like it, like it. Like, subscribe. I will talk to you guys on the next vid tomorrow because it's getting too dark and I don't have light. I have light, but it's just not enough, and this camera's kind of old. So like, subscribe, guys. I will catch you in the next vid. Have a great day. Later.